In this lesson, we're going to be talking about how to check your answer when solving a linear equation. So there's an example here that says Amar solved the following equations. It's got the equations and it shows you Amar's work. And the question is, do you think their answer is correct or not? So hopefully you already did that. And if not, you should pause the video now and then take a minute and see if you can figure out whether you think their answer is correct or not for each of those equations. Okay, so I'm assuming you've already done that. We are going to talk about how can I check to see if their answer is correct. So one of the things we could do is we could try to resolve the equation. But if you did the equation and you're not sure if your answer is right, just doing the equation again, you might make the same mistakes. So we're going to talk about how to check an answer. So Amar's answer to the first equation was x equals 32. So what I'm going to do is there's a t-chart down here, and we're going to use the t-chart to take the original equation and split it up into the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So everything on the left side of the equal sign is going to go at the top on the left side. The equal sign is basically where that line is. And then I'm putting everything on the right side, or in this case, the 15, on the other side. And then instead of solving again, what we're going to do is take Amar's answer of 32, and everywhere I see an x in the equation, we are going to put in the number 32. So I only have an x on the left, so I'm only going to work on the left-hand side. So I'm going to say we have 32 divided by 4 plus 7. So all we're doing is taking our answer, putting it back into the equation, and seeing whether or not it equals 15. So I would follow order of operations. We're not moving anything to the other side, so I would just follow regular order of operations, and I would divide before we multiply. 32 divided by 4 is 8. And then we're still adding 7. And then 8 plus 7 is 15. Now I notice that came out to be the same thing as what was on the other side. So what that tells me is that Amar's answer is correct. If it hadn't come out to be the same number, then it would tell me that Amar made a mistake somewhere. So when you looked at A, if you thought that his answer was correct, you are also correct. If you thought that Amar's answer was wrong, well, unfortunately, you were wrong. So Amar actually did do that question correctly. All right, let's try the second one. So we're going to go look at that second equation. So I had 2x minus 11 equals 13, and Amar came up with the answer, x equals 1. So I'm going to take the left side of the equation and put it on the left side of my t-chart. I'm going to take the right side of the equation and put it on the right side of the t-chart. And then everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put in the number 1. So I only have an x on the left-hand side, so I am only putting 1 in on the left-hand side. So I'm going to have 2 times 1, take away 11. Now, order of operations is what we're going to follow here. So 2 times 1 is 2, and then we're still subtracting 11. 2 take away 11, they have different signs, so I'm going to subtract. 11 take away 2 is 9, and then of the two numbers, 11 is bigger, and it's negative, so that's going to be a negative 9. Now, does negative 9 equal 13? Unfortunately not, which tells me that this one is actually incorrect. So I'm going to say Amar is incorrect. Now, if you're checking your own answer to a question and you discover that your answer is incorrect, you should go back look at your work and see if you can figure out what you did incorrectly. So I don't know if you noticed, but here Amar should have added 11 onto 13 to get 24, but instead Amar forgot to do the opposite operation and just did 13 take away 11, which is 2. So that was the mistake that Amar made there. Okay, there is one last question for you to try on your own, and that's it for today.